Hello and welcome back to Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate and Dundorma Saturday, where we are going to play some Monster Hunter 4U while we still can in multiplayer. So let's go ahead and get a gathering hall up. Today is March 9th, so 0309. Let's get this hall ID and stuff into the chat. Hey, Wolfkinson. And there we go. Now to see whether or not my honey is done. Not quite. Hey, Drake, great. And grats on being fully kitted out, Wolfkinson. Now watch as I perform a magic trick and remove all anti-aliasing from the game. And let's put it back. So, it's kind of interesting how turning 3D on kills anti-aliasing, but then again, it kind of has to in order for the 3D effect to work. And your eyes themselves, if you're looking at the actual 3DS screen, will do at least some of the anti-aliasing for you. But then there's the whole, like, with anti-aliasing on, it cleans up some edges. Like this desk here, it's definitely not perfectly straight. It's a little blurred, but like anti-aliasing off, it's very jaggy. It's got that stepped look. And that's kind of what anti-aliasing is. Like, with it on, it makes things appear a little muddier, but it also makes it so that edges look less, you know, steppy. But then you turn anti-aliasing off, it makes everything look cleaner. Like, again, using the desk as an example, the pattern on the side of the desk, the face of it, like below the lip of the desk, around where my at the same level as where my belt is, my purple belt. There's a pattern on there. With anti-aliasing off, that pattern is a lot cleaner. You can actually, it's more legible. With anti-aliasing on, it's muddier. So it's one of those anti-aliasing off versus on, you trade texture clarity for edge smoothness. And you know what? I prefer texture clarity. I also prefer looking at the game in 3D mode because, you know, you can. Ah, have fun with fire drill there, Drake. Great. That is certainly a quest. You know, I don't know that we have done a Black Diablos on a Dundorma Saturday yet. And so we're getting one. Hey, Califor. there's something that I might want to try here. Hang on just a moment. Do I have this set up right? I do! Alright. So, I had planned to have this blurred version of what's going on the top screen present around it for basically the entire time, like before I even started doing Dundorma Saturdays. But it turns out you need to get a plugin for OBS to be able to blur things. It can't do it by itself. But actually, not gonna have that on right now because I feel like I need a little shape to just more clearly delineate the game itself from the background, just to make things stand out, be more clearly separate. And yes, Wolfkinson, you can rehone later. It just will not refund any materials. Ooh, actually, this Apsaros. Free orange, when Seregios itself is much more difficult to get orange from. Have fun up there. Make sure to save your last stab for when it's in the air for a free sparkly. Rip free sparkly. I'm sure that's stream delay's fault. Ah, yes, I think to use my Y-Stone right as the thing actually gets knocked out of frenzy. What fantastic timing. On the subject of Dragon's Dogma 2 and its character creator, the game comes out in less than 2 weeks from today. And that means that this is the penultimate Dundorma Saturday. Oh, the tail's hiding here under the wing. And the Diablos is next, and she should spawn in here as well. Our cats are bullying an Apsaros. But it's okay, the Diablos showed up to stop them. And got her down. Was kind of hoping the tail wouldn't be green. Hello, Astrid. Always nice seeing a different face in these streams. Ow. Alright, Black Diablos' thing in this game is she launches out diagonally and then comes charging back the way she came. There's my orange. This lady's back is our sub-quest. And there it is. Right? I had totally forgotten that this lovely lady fakes her taunts. And hello, Virgile. We've only got one monster left in here, so we should be out soon enough. I think Rajang might also spawn in here. Either that or over in the, like, area with the steps and the cacti. Be handy if it spawns in here. The Apsaros is coming for me. Dang it, shouldn't have done that. Now I've got nothing. But that is in fact a Rajang in here. Seems on the smaller end. And he's not frenzied. What gives? I almost dodged into that one. If I hadn't been a fool and called back my bug when the Diablos was disappearing, I would have had orange earlier. I'm glad you have a shield. Oh, he is frenzied. Just not right from the start. Almost didn't make that, because greed. And there we go. Quest clear. Yeah, the fact that Black Diablos fakes her taunts, like, she does a taunt, but then cancels out of it into a charge. It makes her surprisingly a lot more dangerous than she otherwise would be, because one of those things, the entire franchise trains you, when a monster is taunting you, you go smack them to punish it. But then Black Diablos is like, you thought. So, Wolfkinson gets next quest post. Okay, hard one. Yep, that was a small Rajang. He was a little boy. And John, the hub is actually full right now. But, we'll see if maybe we can, get you in at some point later on. Gotta give these folks a chance to hunt. Oh hey, Wolfkinson is very nearly HR 100. Ah, chaotic gore again. We'll have to see how this one goes. Hopefully it goes well. Astrid, I gotta say, I appreciate the switch axe hustle. I love me some switch axe. Gen 4 was just my experimentation generation. I think I did switch axes for one game in Gen 4. Yeah, I did switch axe, aerial switch axe for Double Cross. The switch axe has been my go-to for most Monster Hunter games that it has been in. I can already say the exact reason that I decided to try out Insect Glaive in Monster Hunter 4. And that is because it was the only weapon that started with Green Sharp. And then I stuck with it because mounting on command was really good. The switch axe is still super fun. Yeah, being desperate for Green Sharp in early Monster Hunter is super real. And the fact that the Insect Glaive in 4U and 4 just has Green Sharp from the very start. The starting Insect Glaive has Green Sharp. Like, how are you gonna not go for it, huh? I'm also rather partial to the free Rocksteady effect that comes with getting triple up. Ow. Part of me wants to risk ending this mount for essences, but the other part of me knows that that would be a bit of a jerk move if I actually did end the mount. Oh, looks like the mount was not successful anyway. Should have gone for it. How do you know this isn't Monster Hunter Stories, Virgil? Have you tried unleashing a kinship move? Ah, good. I was sharp for the kill screen. Everyone knows you need purple sharpness for the kill screen. I see you've gone with a health augment. Or own, rather. Health is a pretty decent way to go, especially if you're using a weapon that actually has high motion values. Honestly, probably the... Like, the way it works, the health hone, it's not quite like health augments in Gen 5. I think it's arguable that the best, in terms of just staying alive, is the defense hone, because, hey, it's more defense and also free Divine Blessing. But, there's nothing wrong with needing to heal less. But there's also the fact that the health hone isn't as reliable as a health augment, which means that a lot of the time you might still want to just heal. Alright, so now it's Astrid's turn to post a quest. As long as it is a legitimate quest, it's fair game. No custom quests. And preferably quests for monsters that we haven't done yet today. Yeah, Health Hone does certainly help you deal with chip damage. That is for sure. It also makes cool drinks less required. It's kind of sad that 4U here has the lowest resolution of any online playable Monster Hunter game right now. With a lovely 240p display. Like, 3U. If we're playing that online, we're playing on Wii U, and thus we get to play it in high definition. It's right down there, isn't he? Right on the nose. And he no-celled. It was a no-cell. How do you no-cell a Dragonator to the nose? Yeah, 3U is in HD. GU is in HD. World is in HD. Sunbreak is in HD. It's all in HD except for this one. This is the most recent Monster Hunter game to not get an HD version. The last Monster Hunter game to not get an HD version was Try. And I mean, if you're counting 3U as just Try but expanded, like, you wouldn't be wrong, and in that case, the last Monster Hunter game to not get an HD version, counting expansions and whatnot. Gee, I think we'd have to go back to freaking DOS. Because Freedom Unite technically did get an HD version with the iOS release. That was able to run in 1080p. Try, we got 3U HD on Wii U. Portable Third, we got P3rd HD on PS3. Gen, we got GU on Wii U. So yeah, it's... as far as Monster Hunter games and HD releases, the ones that haven't got them are 4U and DOS. Also Monster Hunter G. Of course the first thing the Chameleos steals is a max potion. Why would it not be a max potion? And there goes the nose. So, Wolfkinson, is that armor set as inspired as it seems to be? I know now isn't the time to answer that, but Just seeing it, it makes me think, you know? I can see that that is not a rusted Kushala hat. Nor is it mirrorless legs. So probably not inspired. Just happens to have the same chest and waist. And is that also the same gloves? Might be. Of course, you being a charge blade and me being an insect glaive, we do have different priorities. Chances are we also have different charms. Alright, so now it's Virgile's turn to post. Once again, any quest as long as it is legitimate, not custom. Guild quests are okay as long as they are real guild quests and not custom ones. Etc., etc. I just ate that meal in total silence. Also, my cat has fallen silent. This is odd, and I'm fearing that I might DC soon or something. But no, we've got people here and able to move around at least a little. Yeah, I'm sitting here with Challenger 2, Razor Sharp, and Honed Blade. Honestly, I probably should be going for Weakness Exploit instead of Challenger 2. But, like, I like Challenger. It's not better, but I like it a lot. And I've got I've got Edge Master, which is Honed Blade. Okay. Yeah. What even is my charm? Ah! Yep, that is just... Give me... Oh. Raging Brachy's fun. Yeah, my charm is basically just... Give me Challenger, the charm. I've probably got some charms that I could use to make improvements to this set, but, like, I've been using this set for so long, and it's worked fine. Like, sure, it could be made better, but does it need to be? Take bombs? Okay. Gonna be putting it to sleep, are ya? There we go, Barrel Bomb L+. Challenger is useful for just about every monster in the game. Especially as you get to higher ranks, because they'll spend more and more time enraged. Weakness Exploit is generally a better damage improvement than Challenger. But, like, I like Challenger. It's a well-designed skill. Yeah, Wolfkinson, that does sound like a really good charm. Though, Spirit 4 on a charm in this game is good, because for whatever reason, this game decided that Spirit should be in, like, the top tier of skill rarity. I don't know why they decided that, but they sure did. I think 4 is like the most spirit you can get on a charm. Right, I have fake plugs that work on Bracky Roars. Rip Wolfkinson, I saw you explode yourself there. Looks like we don't have any amazing wake-ups. Should I just bug it? There. There goes his horn. And the tail is ours. Rip. Oh yeah, I imagine this quest would be quite unpleasant if you can't differentiate between the colors of slime. Guess you gotta just be keeping an eye out for when it glows. And if you see that glow, dodge immediately. Oh, rip. Alright, and now it's my turn to post, and I have something in mind. A different form of avoid the glow or die. Alright, no worries, Virgile. Thanks for coming by for the hunts that you did. And that means, John, we will have a slot for you. Alright, slot's open, John. Feel free to join. And welcome to the party. Hiccup's fun. And off we go. Oof, you got 2 sonic bombs? Famously useful against Shagmag. Rude! Spawned that one directly under me after the roar stun started. But I do have ways around that. Even though I don't have plugs. What I'm going to have to do is just, every time I see Shagmag go up for that, I just need to jump so that the roar sends me flying instead of locking me down in one place. Rip. I'd love it if you would let me get some red essence, Shag. Rip. Ow. Ow. Didn't even realize that was going for me. Rip. But hey, there is no shame in failing a level 140 guild quest. Yeah, Apocalypse, when level 140 guild quests do that. The monsters hit very, very hard and are very aggressive. And with Shag, you get the fun of dodging the death mines. Well, that was my post. Wolfkinson, it's your turn to post. Yeah, John, I don't have that 140 Shag because I want to farm it. I have that 140 Shag for the fun of it. I never really bothered with using guild quests for getting equipment in this game, because I didn't like the idea of getting super good weapons through anything other than hunting monsters and using their parts to make the weapons. Like, I don't think I have used a guild quest weapon on this file. And guild quest armor, like, yeah, it's got the combo skills, but it's only got that. It's very inflexible, so I never used that either. For me, guild quests were always just a thing to do for fun and enjoyment. And the guild quests I tended to keep were the ones that I wanted to inflict upon people. You know, fun stuff like Bracky Garuga. Or Shagmac. He's going the wrong way. Got him. Rip. And I vote we jump down where there's more space. Wish I had red essence right now. Unfortunately, the one time I had a shot, my bug just scraped right by the face. Oh! Well then. Let's see if it was just me, because it very well could have been just me. Five, 1, 0886 5942 2397. It was just me. Apocalypse when what happened is I disconnected. As can happen when playing online with a device that only uses Wi-Fi and can't have a wired connection. Well, if you failed the quest, then rip that quest. Astrid, your turn to post. Also, welcome to the triple-digit HR club, Wolfkinson. A 116 pony. Apocalypse when? I have no idea who Astrid is in chat. Yeah, not everyone who plays wants to chat, and that's totally fine. It is up to everyone whether they want to hunt or chat or both or neither. All I care about is that we all have a good time. Or a painful time when the mood strikes. And now for the pony ride. I forgot how long Kieran's struggle animation was and started stabbing too early. That was entirely my bad. Rip. Just got 3 of us. What a wonderful, useful knockdown that was. Rip. The pony is inside the Basarios. Thankfully, still carvable. Yeah, it's rare you get a monster knockdown so beautifully stolen from basically an entire party. Just 3 people, all paralyzed on the floor, in a wonderful, almost equilateral triangle. All right, John, your turn to post. A 140 Apex T-Rex. Should be exciting. Alright, I've gotten the only essence I can get before using my Y-Stone, I'm pretty sure. Ow. Thank you. And now to go for a roll. This poor Tigrex's face. Well, Flash didn't quite make it close enough. I didn't expect his back hop to take him quite so far away, honestly. He just tried very hard to kill me. Nappy time. No longer nappy time. Rip. At least I got the 2 essences that I am unable to get without drive. John, it was probably an honest mistake. We just let those things go. I try and keep a positive community here. Oh. Look at this guy pretending to be a brute Tigrex. And now that my essences have worn off and I have no Y-stones, I am at least kind of worthless. I'm certainly slower, and I don't like that. I wish there was a way for me to get white essence without a drive Y stone. And away he goes. To where? Might have been a good idea to paint him. I'm gonna look back. Okay, so he's not here, which means he is forward. Yep. Hey. Dang, that's... If it weren't for the element file, that would not be a bad axe. Again, if it weren't for the element file, that would not be a bad axe. I mean, the sharpness leaves something to be desired, but... Element files are not the best. Not yet. Okay, my turn to post. And I invoke Ukanlos Saturday. Careful, Curbster. The monkey's paw might curl a finger, and we'll get a freaking iOS port of this game. An iOS port with forced touchscreen controls. Like the Monster Hunter Stories iOS port. Which is a phenomenal port in all respects, except for the fact that it has 0 controller support. And as always, we watch Ukanlos cutscenes. Love me some combos. John, I wouldn't say that it's non-existent if you hold it properly. I know how to hold a 3DS. I have held a 3DS for a lot of time. But after going a few years without holding one, starting to use it again for... it was Metroid Samus Returns. When I streamed that, I actually found myself getting some hand cramps after a while. And, like, I've gotten used to it again. But it's one of those things where, until you're used to it, it can be unpleasant. And you gotta remember, everyone's hands are different. Some people it may just cause pain, even if they are used to it. So I have found that it hurts a lot less to hold a 3DS if I am resting it on something. So instead of just supporting all of its weight in my hands, if my hands are just holding it steady while it is being supported on something else, a table, for example, it's a lot easier to hold it for extended periods of time that way. And there's also the fact that there's different models of 3DS. Like, some people play on a new 3DS XL, some play on a non-XL, some play on a 2DS. That good old cheese wedge. So you can never say for certain that any given person would be able to play a 3DS game completely pain-free. Also, rip us. Yeah, the original 3DS is also a thing, especially if you don't have a Circle Pad Pro. Though if you do have a Circle Pad Pro, you get to live with the whole, freaking 10% performance hit that comes with using said Circle Pad. Anyway, Wolfkinson, it's your post now. In Curbster, I 100% agree, bringing back Uconlos and a Cantor would be fun for Wilds, especially if they can just show up. One of my biggest hopes for Wilds is that it makes invading monsters actually matter again. I want it to add an interesting wrinkle to combat, not be an, oh boy, a monster has shown up, now this quest is easier for me. Yes, Curbster, the Circle Pad Pro creates an about 10% performance hit on original 3DSs. It's kind of ludicrous how big an impact it has. There are some games where you won't notice it at all because they run a locked 30 FPS with plenty of headroom. But for games that are like just barely hitting 30, then the Circle Pad Pro can actually make a significant impact. Like, Majora's Mask 3D actually drops a lot of frames when you start using the Circle Pad Pro. Yeah, just imagine going from sub 30 on 4U for original 3DS to fairly solid, not perfect, but fairly solid 60 for 4U on new 3DS. It's a big impact. Oh, that country just died. Talk about small monster desync. Well, so much for that mount. This frog did not last long. So I believe we've got a Rathalos next, which should spawn in here. There he is. There was no risk of ending the mount prematurely on the Rathalos because it had only just shown up. That is why I was willing to get my essences there. This poor Rathalos. I got mounted and then basically had his head cut off by 4 people. And Gravios is next, and that spawns either in here or down there, so... yeah. Thanks, Renopos. That's a Gravios. And goodbye, Gravios. Alright, so Astrid is next post. And yeah, with the amount of HP multi-monster quest monsters have, it becomes very clear that the scaling in this game is designed around 2 players. Kieran again. Okay. Oh no, a Velocidrome. You know what? I think we have to kill this Velocidrome. We haven't fought one yet on a Dundorma Saturday. Oh, he's leaving. I guess he can live for today. But if he comes back, he's dead. Rip. Curbster, are you trying to say that the Everwood is not the most exciting map there has ever been? Because if so, you're right. Well, at least I broke his face. Can't believe Sunbreak orphaned Velocidrome's kids. Alright, John, it's your turn. This quest, huh? It's certainly a thing. I don't like when Rajangs use instant transmission like that. Rip. I also don't like when they take the entire floor out from actually under me. right. Need to actually dodge for those. Can't just run. Yeah, Giginox is way better than Kezu. They need to bring it back. Rip. If I could have dove, would have been fine, but no, I got stuck with a regular roll. I had no part in hunting this Rajang, and therefore I shall not carve it. I actually probably should have snagged an essence from that Velociprey. Because I think I can get white from them. I cannot get white from an Apex Rajang without drive. No, he is not Apex right now, so it's all good. His fists aren't red anymore. Perfect time for him to get in the trap. Well, that was a short nap time. Have fun up there. Good job. If there were any blue mining nodes, I would have mined at them, but nope. There's a lot of purple, but not a lot of raw. unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have this stream end earlier than usual, so this will be our last quest. So, let's make it something fitting. Considering we just learned that this guy was in the top 20 favorite monsters of all time whole thing. Old Fatalis. He's a good thing to go out on. Yeah, the fact that Abyssal Laggy made it into top 20 is legitimately surprising. I expected to see regular Laggy in the top 20, but Abyssal Laggy... yeah, surprising. I personally cast my vote for Ivory Laggy. I doubt it's going to be in the top 20. But, hey, it's... at least I got some Laggy representation, and there's a chance for regular Laggy to show up, too. A pretty decent chance, I would imagine. Yeah, John, I know I put away my cold drinks. But this is Old Fatalis, not Crimson. Apocalypse, when number 1 is almost certainly going to be Zinogre. Or Rathalos. But more likely Zinogre than Rathalos. Zinogre always shows up really high up in the polls. Well, I'm happy to report something. Between this time and the last time I fought Old Fatalis, I heard that apparently some people hear the chanting as, "Bring me hot fish." But, like, nah, I don't hear it. Thus, this music has not been ruined for me. Noisy boy. Very noisy boy. I might have had to worry about that mount had I not eaten my disposable earplugs. An important part of a balanced diet. Yeah, see, I can't hear it as bring me hot fish because the vowels are wrong. It's like eh, e, ah, e. In terms of vowels. And, like, 2 of those are wrong. And therefore it cannot be bring me hot fish. And it's time for another one of these. I just wanted to actually watch the Fatalis for the entire duration this time. And I did it without taking any hits. Right, I had disposable plugs in still. Yes, John, I do in fact know Japanese. I am a Japanese to English translator by profession. And generally, the Monster Hunter language that we tend to hear in games, at least in this game, is usually French transliterated into Japanese. So, take French words, but give them Japanese syllable structure. And then modify a few things just to make it sound different. That's how they used to do Monster Hunter language. Basically, write French in Japanese, then change things around to make it sound different. Unfortunately, I do not speak French, so I cannot translate Monster Hunter language in this game. And then, I believe as of Monster Hunter Stories, is when they started trying to make Monster Hunter language more of an actual decipherable language. And that's when they made it its own thing, rather than Japanesed up French. But, thanks to Monster Hunter Stories, we know that the Monster Hunter language word for monster is Mota. And we know that the Monster Hunter language word for monster egg is Motabo. Though incidentally, Monster Hunter language universally uses Japanese names for monsters. Though it does actually change the pronunciation for some of them. Or at least it changes the emphasis in their names. Like, in Sunbreak, They use the same voice actors for the Japanese dub as they do for the Monster Hunter language dub. Same voice actors. And yet, Bahari pronounces Garangolm's name completely different between them. Like, it's the same syllables, but the emphasis is completely different. Like, instead of Garangorum in Japanese, it's Garangorum in Monster Hunter language. Congrats on all 9 carves, Wolfkinson. And as much as I wish I could go longer today, that will have to be it for this stream. My thanks go to everyone who stopped by to watch and chat and all of that. Thanks to everyone who hunted with me. And I will be back on Tuesday for Tanzia Tuesday. See you then, friends.